Like San Francisco, and I think that's in California. Keep it going for Mark ConnXtions.
So I moved here 2 years ago, and when I got here, this town was hurt. There are a lot of potholes in the streets, a lot of vacant storefronts, empty store buildings, all that stuff. I was walking around downtown the other day, and the town's looking a lot nicer. Streets are cleaned up. There's a new Kelly's downtown. Michigan Brewing Company. Omar's is looking tricked out. They got this Wild Beaver Saloon out there. They got this haircut place where they got a bunch of hot chicks cutting your hair and giving you massages. And I'm thinking to myself, clearly, titties and beer is going to rescue this town. And you kind of wonder, like, how did the city implement this titties and beer campaign? And this is how I figure it went down. There was a community town hall meeting, and somehow a couple frat guys from Alpha Rapa Sheba snuck in through the back door. Moderator said, okay, now we're going to take proposals from the community for our urban gentrification project. And some frat guy raised his hand and said, yeah, this town needs more titties and beer. Yes. So it sounds so juvenile, but this is something that has worked in the past. It has worked time and time and again. In the 1920s, the economy was down, crime was up, alcohol was illegal, and Roosevelt came to power. He saw that, you know, our country was depressed. There was a Great Depression. And he enacted the 21st Amendment, which is really the beer part of the titties and beer campaign. You can thank Larry Flint for the titties portion. How do you think New Orleans bounced back from the hurricane? Mardi Gras is nothing more than titties and beer, with beads used as a medium of exchange. I don't know why we are sending our troops overseas to fight the Taliban when we could just open Hooters in Afghanistan. Just have Al Jazeera television show Baywatch every day from like 4 to 5 p.m. and I think the whole problem would resolve. But ladies, I haven't forgot about you too. You guys could start thinking about your own stimulus proposal, or you could call it stimulus package, wieners and wine. Just contact your local congressman. I tell you, the Midwest is a trip. Midwesterners are definitely a trip. I was out in Minnesota, that's how they say it over there, Minnesota. And I was at this bar, and I go to the bartender, and she's this Latina chick, you know, she's got long curly hair, hoop earrings like out to here, nails out to here. Her work uniform needed like 5 name tags to fit all her names. Maria Rosa Rosales, Julio Cesar Chavez, Dame Mas Gasolina, you know, something like that. And call me a racist, but when she takes my order, I'm expecting her to sound like, why you gotta be so stupid for? But she goes to take my order and she's like, oh yeah, about to shut off, don't you know? And I'm like, whoa. I was expecting Jenny from the Block, not Frances McDermott from Fargo. But, you know, you would think I would have learned my lesson from that story, but I didn't. I was in Australia, that's how they say it over there, Australia, and I was at a 7-Eleven, about to get ringed up, and the clerk there was this Indian dude, looked just like Apu Nahasa Petalon from The Simpsons. And my racist ass is expecting him to sound like, oh, thank you, come again. So he comes to ring me up, and he's like, good day, mate, another titty for your brekkie. So I'm all confused. I look behind me, and there's this middle-aged Korean dude looking like Kim Jong-il. And I'm like, hey, Kim, ain't this some hilarious shit? And he's like, maybe the dingo ate your baby. But, you know, this has taught me something, that nowadays with globalization and intermarriage, you know, just because someone looks like they're a certain race doesn't mean they might identify with that particular culture. Makes me wonder if somewhere out in China is this big corn-fed white guy whose family's lived out there for like 4 generations. So now he identifies more with the Chinese culture than the American culture. If you know what I mean? He's like using chopsticks to eat. He can't drive for shit. His kids are killing it in math class. one day his kids come home from kung fu practice and bring a bunch of uninvited guests, and he's like, "Why you bring your friends here? Shit!" Thank you. About to shove off.
Just dumped all the popcorn.
Aye, aye, Skipper. Keep it going for Mark, everybody. Come